Lemonade was a popular drink and it still is. Say it with me. Lemonade was a popular drink and it still is. Okay? Maybe not. All right, I'm going to cover a smorgasbord of different subjects. I'll start with VR, and then I want to talk about a TV show and just how broken things are right now. I'm not complaining, but things are pretty wrapped up into chaos. Like where the rubber band ball is pretty damn well made. I spent about 2 hours total in VR, and I get why Zux wants to like suck our minds into this meta world, the feta world, but it's not quite there yet. Like I spent 2 hours on an Oculus Quest 2 and it was good, very smooth, but it's still kind of pixelated. Like it's like that look like some would compare to like early YouTube. Like it's still a video, but it's just good enough quality. Like it's above black and white, tube television, but it's not quite HD or 4K. Like it's entertaining, but overall my eyes like hurt. It's like putting your face up to a fucking TV monitor or LCD monitor with a magnifying glass for like after a while. I don't think that's any good for your eyes. I don't think the long-term implications of this technology are good for ocular health. I don't think so. And I got kind of a headache and a little disoriented. Like it was fun, but it was like at a cost. And so I know that may be corrected with higher end devices, but maybe if I was younger, in my teens and 20s, I'd be really sucked into this world and go into VR chat. But it's the same way I feel about video games and everything. Like it's just shooting pixels on a screen. Like my mind's concerned with bigger issues. I don't know. Even though I can't do anything, it feels like a total waste of time unless you're like doing it competitively. I mean, get real. Okay, so now that we've talked about that, I understand a lot of you are in Europe, and I have some Irish and Scottish descent on my mom's side, but I'm mostly French Acadian. So the Acadians moved to northeast New York and area, and it got mixed up with a bunch of people in my lineage. I got some Scottish, some German. I'm just a big like random pot of stuff. But that's kind of interesting that I get along, or people that follow are a lot like from these certain regions where that kind of makes sense. Kind of feel like shit talking, but I will say that my libido is kind of mixed right now, though there is some pretty fabulous women out there, no doubt. At my age, again, everybody's had children, but Beryl Cermick, you're pretty hot. You're pretty hot. I would eat some ice cream with you. Abby Martin is another one who's like a dream babe for like any sensible guy. Audrey Leah Ginsburg, you're pretty hot too, okay? For real. There's some great people out there.
That it is the unalienable right of every man or woman to rid himself or herself. Agreed. Thank you, brother. Or sister. Why are you always on about women, Stan? I want to be one.
So that leads me to what I like to do sometimes is watch kind of love stories, scenes from a marriage. It's with Oscar Isaac and Jessica Chastain, just to get a glimpse into like what I'm missing in the relationship world.
I'm a mother, obviously.
You said that. Don't worry.
Oh, good. I was late for my period, so I took it.
And I'm not spoiling any details. It's basically like a highly stylized, highly produced soap opera on HBO. That's really what it is. But with like really great acting and just a big budget. And it shows the tribulations that couples go through after like, I think this couple's been like 10 years, but you got the 7 or 8 year itch. And that's a real documented phenomenon. But most divorces occur within the first year or two because it's such a shocker. Like it's such an adjustment. But man, it really reminds me of how difficult it is and what a sacrifice it is to say with one, like in this modern era where it has been for a while, where you're basically like confined in a fucking house with one other person.
And I could have lived my entire life not realizing that everything that you've despised me for, everything that you hated about me, somebody else would love me for exactly the same thing. They would accept me for exactly who I am.
Well,
You don't want to sign it?
Oh, don't look at me like that. I know. I'm just... Oh, I know what this looks like.
I mean, pushing aside novelty, the thrill of it being new in the beginning, when you get to that normality, that phase where it's mundane, sort of, that's so difficult, man. That's so difficult because you guys can tell I'm kind of a mad scientist. Like, I'm not your typical guy. I'm not going to wake up. I don't do a 9 to 5. What women want is, they want the dreamy, they want the figure that is dominant in this culture and class of society. Little to their knowledge that every activity you do now contributes to a fossil fuel economy, which therein by destroys your own goddamn future. So it's contradictory. Everything you're literally doing is killing yourself, killing your future. That's why I refuse to participate as much as I can in it. Does that mean I'm able to go on vacations or take exotic Airbnb trips? No, I can occasionally. The comfort just to eat like chocolate every day, and I'm drinking whiskey. Anyways, back to the show. I'm not even finished with it. I have to cringe through it because it's so, what am I supposed to say? Like, in a relationship, like, how are you supposed to act? Like, what do you do with the other person? Who's make that good with someone else and appease their emotions and they gotta appease you? I'm not jaded. It just sounds so goddamn complicated and hard, But what's the alternative? Is a man, a woman, or a child an island? Do I come home to an empty apartment every fucking day? I read somewhere that a dragon, I might find my partner a rat or a monkey later on in life. Like, I should wait for the people in my generation to mature, which I think we have by this point, and get to that point later in life. They might be on the same page as me, but that would imply maybe I'm ahead of my time, but I'm not saying that. Either way, we don't even have that time. I won't even get to that moment because it won't be there. Get what I'm saying? It just seems like you're such a developing and changing creature on your own. Who could possibly come up to the level of my understanding? I'm such an outsider. Last subject would be how most of you feel about Europe. And I know that Russia is getting ready to invade Ukraine anytime here, probably January, February, could be soon. But how do you feel about Europe? Beryl said that Europe is like on the decline, and most would agree. Does it feel like an ashtray and like a dirty, smelly Adidas tracksuit from the 80s? Is it like clinging on to some past that isn't there? Does it feel worn out and like dingy? Because that's the vibe that I'm getting, and that's certainly how it feels in America, okay? I talk about this a lot. Oh yeah, and then the last thing is that how wrapped up everything is. And I'm past the stage of getting mad at people driving big vehicles, and when you consider again the military's emissions, all the other missions just to make the society go, and all the fucking money wrapped up into stocks and cryptocurrency and real estate property. Like, you think the people in power or who hold these assets, or even upper middle class who holds these assets and who have children, 10 kids, you think they're going to let the comfort that they have of their lifestyle, any of this go to adjust to a new theoretical way of life that's carbon emission, zero emissions? No way. It's so wrapped up in dynamite. Everything, our financial, physical, the only way to go. This Titanic is sinking. The iceberg has already been struck. Okay. I rambled on long enough. Just want to let my subscribers know that, I want to do a response video. I want to go through and comment on all your names, your usernames, and the shit that you write. And I'm so grateful that I have such a smart audience that knows when to comment, except Tina. But everyone else, just makes me laugh and really brings clarity to things that I need perspective on. Because when I read I'm not shit talking,
but I kind of am.
When I read other comment boards, from other Doomosphere people, my intelligence quotient falls a full standard deviation. I literally get stupid when I read their comments. But maybe I'm different because I'm a creator. I feel like there's creator class and there's sheep class, and there will never be enough sheeps, to follow all the mindless nonsense on YouTube, which is amazing that it's the second most watched and used platform on the internet. Next to Google search engine, and then people go to YouTube to search up everything. So I think that blows I don't want to get on Rockfin or anything else. That's so, okay, I'm going to finish my drink. Maybe I covered everything. If not, we'll catch up on some comments and news next week. Hope you guys are doing well. Talk to you soon. Peace.